Okay, video attempt number 724, the Stepson's DS. Let's watch the intro and then I'll explain some more, because this has been a wild ride over the past week. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you. So, over the past week, I have tried to record I don't know even how many videos, and every single one of them has blown up miserably in my face. Every single video I've tried to record has just been a fail, I don't know, right from the start. So, it started with the Xbox One X. With no output on it, no video output on it, and needed some parts, so I couldn't finish that one. Moved on to Super Nintendo. I hate Super Nintendos. That's a whole other story. Went from there, and then I decided that I was going to mod my personal. I was going to do a McWill screen on my personal Game Gear. You guys will see this in a video coming soon. After 3 days of attempting a McWill screen on that, I discovered that the main board, and what exactly was wrong with the main board, I don't know, but the main board was somehow defective. Whether it was the video chip, whether it was one of the memory I'm not sure. Maybe it was a back capacitor. It wasn't a back capacitor, at least I don't know of. I don't know. Fought with it for 3 days, couldn't get it done. I didn't want to do another Genesis video because I've done a couple of those, and then I decided today that I would make a real quick and dirty circuit just to show you how to do a do-it-yourself at-home composite output mod on a Atari 5200. Here is the problem with the 5200 mod that I did. The problem is that the 5200 mod I did is for an Atari 5200, but I don't have a 5200. I do have a 7800 and a 2600 and a Jaguar, and none of those would help because the composite mod won't work for them. So, in a last-ditch effort, because I was going to lose my mind, and I try to post a video a week, and I've actually got enough footage over there to record, or to put together a couple videos, and I'm going to post this weekend. One of the videos, so I'm just cleaning up all the little things. This has been what a nightmare. Anyway, so a couple of years back, and I say a couple of years, I think it's probably been at least 2 years now, I bought all the kids' Nintendo DS's. And I bought them all used, none of them worked, and I fixed them all, got them all working, and gave them to them to play. And one by one, they have all succumbed to failure at one point or another. They keep telling me they won't charge, they won't hold a charge, they won't play a game. I'm not sure what's wrong with this, but sure enough with these guys, like, I put a clear case on this one. It has no battery juice in it at all. There's no power in this. It will not turn on at all in any way. So, the first thing that I guess we're going to have to check is, do we at least have power from our connector? Now, here's the thing. The connectors on these are incredibly simple. I believe they're only like 2 wires, if memory serves. We'll stick it under a microscope and double check it, but I think that's all it is. This should output 3.2 volts. Should output 3.2 volts. So I'm going to plug this in, and we're going to test it and see what it outputs. See So, first things first, let's get our meter over here. Our screwdriver over here, because we're bound to need him. I expect this video in some way to be a complete and total epic failure. And for nothing to work. But you know what? We're going to try and see. Just see what happens. So, one connector, one pin here. This is going to be, these are a little bit tricky to get just right. One pin here. I may need to set him down. There's a better way to do this. I just haven't figured out what it is just yet. You know, there's only 2 pins in there. One of them, you know what I could do? This is what I can do. Let me unplug it real quick. And let me flip over to continuity so I can find out which end of this is. One of these pins should be grounded. Theoretically, should be grounded. Okay, so neither pin's grounded. So that's something. Okay. This is going to be another one of those things. You just watch and see. This is going to be another one of those things. Okay, so easiest way to do this is, first thing to do, let's pull apart our power plug itself and do a simple continuity check across it, and make sure that we have continuity to our pins. Let's do that first. And then, so one of the other kids can't even find their charger, which of course they can't, because, you know, I'm made of money, and so, you know, why would you keep anything, I guess, you know? Money grows on trees and whatnot. I have located the problem. Well, that was pretty easy to locate. So, interestingly enough, it looks like line and neutral is what we've got on this, and it looks like the neutral prong has completely broken off. The solder joint was just weak and garbage, and so it broke off, and there's 99.9% our problem. Well, I guess it kind of paid to take that apart, so doing a whole lot of testing. So that's good. So let's get him fixed. Let's kick our soldering iron on. See if we can't fix him real quick. Because I would be willing to wager that is exactly what our problem is. Just to kind of double check and make sure that we don't have a cable problem anywhere. Okay, so that's white. That's black. Okay, cool. So we don't have a cord problem. We don't have a cord problem at all. What we do have, though, is we have a nasty problem because, you know, a child has had this. So we've definitely got that problem to deal with, as tends to be the case. What we've got here is just a simple broken wire inside of a charger. And that is, of all the problems I could possibly deal with, a very small problem. So I guess, you know, hey, it'll be good. We should be able to get this guy all fixed right up, get him back functional, get him charging, in absolutely no time too. Let's put just a drop of flux on this. There we go. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to add some fresh flux to this and some fresh solder. We're going to do this side first. We're just going to tack him on here real quick like. Let's see here. How did they come in? They went in on that side. We're going to go in on this side over here. That shouldn't be a problem. Okay, that's a good joint there. So I'll tell you what, before we go getting too much crazier, let's take this guy here. And it looks like, see what, that is not far from breaking off on the board. So let's fix him too, because as I'm sitting here looking at this, the wire coming through our board is not far from giving way and giving up the old ghost, so to speak. So let's just give him a real quick little tune-up. There we go. I'm going to clip these legs off so they're not sticking out quite so long. Cool. I don't know why, but it seems like that the fixes, they're always going to be tough or super easy, and the fixes that are going to be super easy are always almost impossible, or at least that's been my luck here lately. So hey, with any luck, maybe things are finally turning around for us, huh? With any luck, right? Put the cover back on. Alright, now that we got that resoldered back down, let's plug him up and see if we've at least got anything here, or if that was just a massive failure as well. And it looks like we've got a light, so it may take a few minutes to charge up. Would not honestly surprise me at all, but we do have a light, and so that's a positive. There's definitely a bonus for us. Give me just one second. Let's see if I can get the other one. All right. So sent him to go grab one of the, uh-oh, our light went on. We may have a small connector problem, huh? Our light was on. Now our light is not on. Interesting. Now our light is on. So this would be the other one. Let's see if this one works. That one seems to be lighting up as well, so we may have two functional DSs. She's definitely lighting up. That's a good sign. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. I guess we're going to set this. See, it's just. I don't. Is it the cord or is it the connector? Might also be a bad cord. Yeah, I think we've also got a bad cord. He's got a little, like, if I just hold the end of the, if I hold everything nice and steady, and I give him a little shake, like my light doesn't flicker around, okay, but if I start moving this cord around, it's not really moving at the other end, but I do get some flickers and such, so it may just be, maybe just a bad a loose connection inside of our charger port. Could be. Of course, we'd have to disassemble them and take them apart and clean all that up to find out for 100%. What I'd really like to know is, see, now it's went off. Interesting. Now it's back on. Oh, there we go. So we now at least have something on screen. Let's put a game in. We also have some marking in our LCD screen, our touch screen here. So adjust the screen, touch the touch screen, or press any button. said it was going to restart, but it just turned off. So let's try to turn it back on and see what happens. Got our second light. There we go. Interesting. So that game is not reading. Not in this one anyway. Doggy has showed up. Hello, doggy. Hello, Wheelers. What are you doing? Hi, buddy. You know I'm recording a video? Yeah? You know I'm recording a video? Is this your time to be on video? Huh? Is your time to be on video? Yeah, no, you can't eat the wire. No, Wheeler. So it is not reading either cartridge slot. So we need to solve that, figure out what's going on there, because it should be reading one of them, I would assume. But it isn't reading either. So now we at least have something we can work on. So let's close him. Let's unplug him. Take this guy out and this guy out. Let's plug this one up. Put her aside. To her, because it's pink, right? Okay. Put this one aside. Yeah, somewhere. We'll find a spot for it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at why this is not reading the cartridge. See, there it goes again. It keeps flickering on and off. It's got to be a cable. It's got to be the cable. I doubt it's the game. That's the game itself. But it's worth looking into. Definitely worth looking into. So let's do that. Let's start there. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. As has been my luck lately, the memory card, my camera died just as I was deciding what to do. So this one is charged. It's definitely got a bad cable, and I will probably replace that for the kids. At least buy one. At least buy one more. I'm not gonna, they don't play these a bunch anyway, but I'll probably buy at least one more for them. I'm curious. I'd be very curious to see if you could upgrade that or switch it out to. I don't know if that, I don't know. I'm sure you can. I don't know how hard it'd be to switch that over to a USB-C. But I'm gonna set this over here with it charging. Just let the pink one charge for a little bit, and we are going to very briefly pull apart this clear one. Very briefly pull apart the clear one. And give him just a real quick clean up, wipe down. We're not going to go nuts on it. I think it's more surface dirt than it is anything else. we'll give him a quick clean. Maybe at the very least pull the plastics off of it and wipe them down. One of my big pet peeves as a game collector and somebody that repairs and restores is the cleanliness of my consoles. The kids don't seem to care how dirty something is, but to me, drives me up though. I can't like I literally I can't put up with it, man. It absolutely drives me up the wall. So they don't seem to mind it, but and I guess when I was a kid, when I was their age, it didn't really bother me either. But I certainly can't. I don't tolerate it well now. I hate it. I don't know what this is. Apparently, one of the kids has shoved some sort of pencil thing inside of here. Just what can you do? Children, right? Children. Children, you can't kill them, right? So, it's been a little bit since I have fully disassembled one of these. So bear with me as I try to remember the way that this comes apart. I think, if memory serves me correctly, that it's just a matter. Oh, there's the last screw. But making sure you take all the screws out. That's what. It's just a matter of taking all the screws out. Once you get all those out, the thing comes right apart. It's amazing. There we go. There's our back case off. We'll set him right there for now. Trying to debate on just how far with this I'm willing to go. I'm not sure. I do remember when I did this one, just how big of a pain it was to fish these cables out, or fish these cables out from underneath here. And it was just an absolute, it drove me nuts. But that's the way Nintendo did it, and that's the way it's supposed to be done. But man, it was just a pain. Got that guy out. Now, aha. Didn't this module come off? I think it does. I don't remember how. I want to be gentle. In case it's screwed down somewhere. We'll wait on him for a second. Tell you what, these tiny screens and these handhelds and all these tiny components, they can really challenge you if you don't know what to expect on them. And if you don't deal with them every day, as I don't, they can really be tough to remember exactly what all is going on with them all the time. That's just sticking down is what that is. That's all that is. That's just sticking down. Okay. That's no problem. Alright. We'll give him just a quick wipe down with isopropyl and our toothbrush. Just real quick like. I am going to just look at this cartridge port. I don't think the cartridge port is a problem. I don't believe it is at all. But we'll give him a quick little once-over wipe down. We'll set him aside. We're going to give the touch screen a little clean, but I'm not going to go nuts on it. Definitely not going to go crazy on it. We're going to be real gentle with him. You can actually end up causing more damage. I've replaced screens in this. I think when I got them, I bought them, got them on eBay used, if memory serves. And I think that I know the screen in one of them wasn't working at all. I do remember that. I don't remember which screen, but I know one of the screens in this one. It may have been both of them, for all I remember at this point. But it was definitely something was definitely not working on it. But you have to be, whenever you're dealing with a touch screen, especially on a DS, you have to be very careful. They are very sensitive, and getting any sort of liquid inside is a big no-no. It'll ruin it. So if you guys notice, what I'm doing with my isopropyl is I'm putting a kind of drop in the middle, and then cleaning with my paper towel. So what we're going to do from here, I'm not going to go super nuts. But we are going to give him a quick clean. The edges on these consoles, anywhere that dirt can get in, it will get in. Anywhere it can, it will. And that's something for you guys to remember. Dirt and debris, things like that. Anywhere that stuff can get in, it will. And it will make your console look really rough, really bad, really quickly. We certainly don't want that. I'm tempted, and I'm not very tempted, but I am tempted a little bit to put a little bit of my polish on it. I'm slightly tempted, but I'm not tempted enough, I think, to actually go forward and do it. Uh-oh. But I am tempted to do it. But I'm probably not going to. I say probably not going to. I'm 99%. I thought about it earlier, but you know, not to be mean or ugly to the kids or anything, but you know, they don't treat these things well. They're kids, you know, and they don't treat them well, and you know they're gonna break them, they're gonna tear them up, and they're gonna get them nasty and dirty, and you know, whether I want them to or not is irrelevant. That's what children do, and so you know I'm not gonna invest a whole lot of my time in this for something, like I said, that they're gonna tear up, and you know, I say tear up, that they're gonna, you know, not take as good a care of as maybe I think they should. But that's children, isn't it? That's just children. That's just how they are. There's nothing you can do about that. OMG. Okay, I see what's supposed to happen now. I didn't see it before, but I see it now. Now I understand the way this goes. Little springs. I don't know what genius at Nintendo. I can't imagine the manufacturing cost to put this spring in. You know, maybe they got a tool, maybe they got a little jig or something that helps them do this, or that mostly does this for them. I don't know. But I mean, if a human being has to sit here and fight with that spring, I can't imagine the cost to manufacture this. Like I said, maybe they got a special little jig, a special little tool or machine that does this. Maybe they do. I don't know. Man, I'm going to tell you. You want to talk about just I mean, if they don't, this has got to cost a fortune. I mean, I know that, you know, when size goes down, manufacturing cost typically goes up. That's just kind of the standard, right? Tell you what, I really don't like. Yeah, that works. As size goes, oh, sorry, my back is absolutely killing me. As size goes up, manufacturing cost tends to skyrocket, or as size goes down, manufacturing cost tends to skyrocket. That's just kind of standard, right? I can't imagine the cost of having to assemble this if a human being has to do all of this little work, all of these little things. It's got to be just, man, I don't see any other way to do it. I mean, you know, my factory, we've got some pretty fancy machines that do some pretty cool things. And I've seen some, I've helped install some just amazing robots that mind-blowing in what they can do. And you know, I mean, obviously we've got robots that can insert computer chips and, you know, solder and do all the other things, but the cost when you start getting this small to do things on a board like this, it's just got to be through the roof. It's just gotta be. And like I said, I don't honestly know if they're paying a human being. You know, I mean, obviously Nintendo's making money, but surely they can't be paying a human being surely they can't be paying a human being to do this. You know, even you know, the cheapest Taiwanese and Chinese Shanghai sweatshop price. And I'm certainly not asserting in any way that Nintendo does that. You know, I'm not saying they do. I'm not saying they don't. I'm just, you know, even the cheapest price they could get from Foxconn or whoever to manufacture these, it's got to be still. You're paying somebody to insert that tiny little bitty spring, hold the whole back of it together, and basically, I mean, once that's in there, I mean, the thing will fall out if you look at it wrong. So the cost has just got to be, it's got to be through the roof. You know, sorry, I look at that and it boggles my mind. It really does. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a neck and shoulder pain. I say a little bit, I'm having a whole lot of neck and shoulder pain. I've been having some health problems anyway. But this neck and shoulder pain I'm having right now is being hunched over this screen or over this work table right here it's really not making me feel well. Had it, lost it. So these buttons are all sticky. They're all sticky, and I refuse to clean that up. I know it's my stepsons and all that. I refuse. I'm not doing it. Don't care. You know, I know that you know, game consoles and things are gonna get dirty and all of that. I know those things, guys. I do, but again, you know, I routinely wipe down, you know, my consoles, even the ones sitting on the shelf not getting used. I routinely wipe those things down, religiously, keeping them clean of dust and debris. And you know, even my Xbox controller, you know, that I use, my Elite version 2, which I'm gonna say this, and you know, here we go. You guys ready? I'm ready. I'm gonna say something that's foul, not worth the money. Xbox Series 2 Elite controller, not worth the money. It is, let me say this, if you've never ever put an Xbox Elite controller period in your hands, if you've never done that, they are mind-bogglingly good controller. I'm gonna stop right here for a second. But whereas the Xbox Elite Series 1 was it was a Concorde moment. It was stepping on the moon for the first time. Whereas it was that one of the gold standards of controllers of all time, whether you like it or not, was the Xbox 360. And if it was here, relatively, if this is your bar and the Xbox 360 controller was here, the Elite was completely, it was off the charts. The first Elite. It was, if you've never used one, they're amazing. But the Series 2, not worth the money. I'm going to take a short break, and I'll be back. We'll wrap this guy up. Alright guys, welcome back. Let's get this all wrapped up now. Again, apologies. I needed to go sleepy. Pretty tired last night. Wasn't feeling real well. My allergies have been just absolutely killing me lately. Been pretty rough here where I live. This ribbon cable on a DS is always quite the challenge to get put in exactly where it needs to go. Again, this is one of the things that boggles my mind about the DS. How Nintendo managed to sell it for the price they sold it for, because the robot can't connect this. A human being has to, and this is very tricky to pull off for a robot or a human. I wonder what their failure rate was. It's far from the most obnoxious connector I've ever had to install, ribbon cable I've ever had to install. It's far from that, but nevertheless, it's bad enough. Nevertheless, it's bad enough to warrant me absolutely hating it. Installing the screen, the bottom screen's not too tough. It's pretty easy, but everything else on this is just what a nightmare. And then, of course, as I said earlier, putting these fishing the Wi-Fi cables through, these antennas through, is also an enormous challenge. And again, it's just one of those, you look at it on the surface and you think, a human being had to do this. Now, it's entirely possible that and likely that these cables were inserted before this connector, before the cartridge slot went on. Entirely possible. But that's how that went down. However, even if the cartridge connector went on first, still this is quite difficult to pull off without breaking it. This little small cable right here, there's not a lot to getting him in other than just taking your time. So I should probably do this a little bit closer to on screen for you guys so you guys can see it. Sure if the heat turned on in the house or what. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what I'm feeling. The heat kicked on. Okay. So I wasn't sure exactly what was going on there. Started feeling a odd warmth and smelling a little bit of heat. It's been the weather's been okay here lately, and so we haven't had to run it's actually gotten quite warm, and so we haven't had to run the heater in the house at all. You know, when you turn your heat back on for the first time, you can make some smells. See, one thing though, the pollen / allergies in the area have been horrible lately. I mean, absolutely terrible. to tell you right now, this is not going to work. Turn him off real quick. Just turn it off. No, see, we didn't get the power button in properly, so now we got to disassemble it and fix that. Finally kicked off. That was getting warm in here quickly. Bought one of these Sensi thermostat units several years back, and I really like it. It's got some issues, and I say issues. It's got some things that I'm not a huge fan of at all. The connectivity, I wish the setup were quite a bit easier. Electrician by trade, you know, know my way around HVAC systems. Lightly know my way around them. I'm not in depth at all. But whenever I have to mess with my own, it always just never works right. It just never ever does. And so getting that installed was quite a pain. Definitely. I think if I remember correctly, I installed it, and then I immediately had to call a man. And I don't take pride in that. But I had to call a man because I couldn't get the stupid thing to work the way that it was supposed to. No matter what I tried everything. They sent a technician out. The company that I hired to do it sent a technician out, and the guy that they sent out immediately broke it. And then we had no heat or air. Sent another technician out, paid them twice. The first guy, I had to pay them, I say that twice. I had to pay them to show up and correct the problem. That has got to be upside down. Got to be upside down. Oh, what a pain. Getting the power button lined up and all the other the power button, the volume button lined up, and the pins for the shoulder buttons lined up. I'll say this, even with this clear, you'd think with a crystal clear case, which is what this is, you'd think it'd be super easy. Oddly enough, I say it makes it a little easier. It may make it a little bit easier. It doesn't feel like it, I guess, when you're doing it. It doesn't feel like it's any easier at all. Might be. Yes. Let's see if that works. Cool. It's going to make us reset everything up just because we unhooked the battery. It's another one of those things on a Nintendo I never did really understand, but that's what Maces do. Looks like our system is back functional. I'm going to plug him back up and set him over here on the side. Again, as these consoles, these units, these handhelds belong to the kids, I'm not going to, they can clean their own stuff up. I'm not cleaning it up after. Cool. So everything's back to working. And that, I guess, is going to wrap this this particular video up. A little quick, just a quick little video for you guys. Something to keep in mind, especially with the DS's. The power port is not, generally is not the problem on these guys. That doesn't fail. The ribbon cable fails. The ribbon cable that flows inside will fail frequently. The ribbon cable will fail. But other than the ribbon cable failing, that's really kind of all that goes wrong with these guys. Nothing really breaks on them too much. They're pretty reliable, other than getting smashed or getting liquid damaged. The batteries will wear out, of course. You know, these consoles we've moved away on from the DS to the, 2DS, DSi, DS Lite, 3DS, the whole 9 yards. You know, these older ones, great little units and very durable, very dependable, very reliable. All that really is going to go bad are the basic things, charging ports and such like that. So nothing major there. So just kind of recap in today's video, we took a couple of non-functional Nintendo DS's, discovered that the problem with the DS was the charging cable itself had lost connection inside. That is not a common failure at all. Those things are usually pretty robust. Not really a lot there that goes wrong with them. But that is what had failed on ours. I think that's an aftermarket. The reason is that was an aftermarket power cord, and the actual neutral line, the ground wire inside the power pack itself, the wall jack had come disconnected, and so was therefore no longer transmitting any electricity. Soldered him back on, fired these guys up, cleaned them up, checked them out. They seemed to work fine and functional. The only thing that we had to begin with, other than the power jack, was the clear console here, the clear one, would not read either game nor Game Boy game nor DS game. But we fixed that, just a simple clean, and she fired right up and started running. So looks like I said, everything's back up and running. It's good to go. I'll hand these back to the kids and let them tear them up again. So anyway, if you guys liked the video, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next one.